I'm Stefanie. I am the program consultant at HHL Leipzig Graduate School of Management. Essentially what my role is here is I am the first point of contact for any candidate interested in our full-time MBA program. I guide our candidates through all their queries, their questions, their doubts, their excitement as well, all the way through to application. And as soon as an application is submitted, my dear colleague Anna takes over.
So hi, I'm Anne, and as Stephanie pointed out, I'm your contact person as soon as you submitted your application. So I will accompany you from the day on you submitted your application towards the entire student journey, towards your graduation.
So at HHL, our MBA program is typically around 50 students, of which about 90% are international, and close to 50% female students. The past year, we actually had 65% women in our program. This year, 47. So, you know, we're trying to keep the women in business schools strong. Especially of our international student body, about almost 90% of our graduates tend to stay in Germany and successfully land a career here. So it's a really great door opener if you are looking to study to work in Germany and move your career here. So definitely German's very important if you are looking to start your career here. I mean, even on a personal level, if you want to spend a long term or multiple years in a country, it's always advisable to actually be able to speak the language. In Germany, you know, German language skills are also very important when you are looking for jobs. There are job opportunities that don't require English, but what I always say is you're narrowing your options because you're only looking at this set of job opportunities as opposed to all of them. It will also really depend on what kind of functional role you want to go into. So, for example, if you want to go into a client-facing role like consulting or in sales, then chances are you're going to need very good German skills. If you're looking at more of an inward-facing role, then German skills might not, German fluency might not be a key essential criteria for the job. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to be able to communicate with your colleagues. And in Germany, like, cultural fit is really important when you're looking for, or when employers are looking for a candidate. And so they want to see that you're going to be able to integrate into the team, that you're going to be able to understand what's being said in the coffee chats. So really, a lot of the time, just being able to communicate, being able to have carry some small talk, interact, that's already a really good step. It is, because it is an important part, at HHL, we actually do offer German courses throughout the program, free of charge, as part of your curriculum. It's 4 credits, so you have no excuses of pushing it aside, and we really recommend that you do take advantage of those and prioritize that as well. We also offer optional German options before the program, like an immersive, intensive program beforehand, or course beforehand, just so that once you arrive in Germany, you're able to already start communicating and get around. So those are the options. My advice is always, if you are looking to move to Germany, get started on German as soon as possible. Even if it's something small like Duolingo, or listening to some German songs or radio, or watching your favorite TV show with German subtitles, something like that, just to get some exposure to the German language.
First of all, there are rules, obviously, and the advice that I can give you is that you stick to them, and especially have an eye on the deadlines, especially for registration with the city or when it comes to the visa process. So it's really advisable to stick to them and to maybe not overthink it, but at least make it work so that life becomes easy. And of course, currently during the COVID situation, there are rules regarding quarantine and social distancing. So just keep an eye on that. So when relocating to Germany, it of course depends on which city you're going to or want to go to. In general, you have to plan with around currently 861 euro per month. And this sums up to about like 10,332 euro, which you have to put in the blocked account. This is for every student who comes to Germany. And then if you go to Leipzig, for example, then we have living costs for approximately 700 euro. Depends on, of course, the accommodation that you're choosing. For example, we have the Studentenwerk dorms, and Studentenwerk is really good and has a good like price range. And yeah, I mean, if you choose that, then you can have like a cheaper life, so to say. Of course, there are some premium options which we also give you information about, and we help you find the good fit for you. And talking about healthcare, it is not free in Germany, but it's really good. And I can say that we have a difference between the public health insurance and the private health insurance. So all students below 30 are free to choose for the public health insurance, and the students over 30 go into private health insurance. It might sound a little complicated, but we have like good contact persons and partners that we work with, and we are always there to help you out with this.
There's some very specific small ones that we always hear from our students, like you have to separate your garbage into like plastics and glass and paper. That tends to shock our students a lot, I think. But sort of a bigger one, I don't know if it's really a culture shock, but a shock that a lot of students get moving here, especially from warmer countries like myself, I'm half Brazilian, is the climate. It gets cold here. It gets dark very early in winter, but it stays light really long in summer. And I think a lot of our international students get really psyched out by that. Like, what? It's 10 o'clock in the summer and it's still light outside. Yeah, but I really love that aspect in summer. But yeah, and the other thing, like I said, it gets very cold in winter. If you're not used to that, it takes some getting used to. But, the heating works really well here. Houses are really well insulated, and you can get a warm jacket. The nice thing about winters as well, like especially Christmas time, is you have the Glühwein. You have mulled wine to keep you warm. Yeah, but flip side, in summer, we don't have ACs. I think a lot of people aren't used to going through the summer without an AC, but it works. We survive. We open our windows.
So I might want to add, which can be a kind of a culture shock, is that shops are closed on Sundays. So when I've been to the UK, me as a full German, I really enjoyed shops being open on Sundays, which is not the case in Germany. But good news here, we have so-called Spätis, and these are like smaller, let's say, grocery stores, supermarkets, where you get packed food. So that you don't get the fresh things, but if you are in really urgent need of something on the Sunday, you will find it there. So this is quite a good news. And maybe something else, many people ask about, okay, you go to the supermarket and bring your plastic bottles back to the machines. Why do you do that? And so in Germany, we just keep an eye on the deposit on the plastic bags. So if you have a water bottle, or if you have Coca-Cola or something like that, you just bring the bottles, be it glass or plastic, back to the machines, and then you get your deposit back. So when you buy drinks, you always have to pay an extra 25 cents for plastic bottles and 8 cents for glass bottles, but you will always get it back in case you bring it back to the machines.
And I think one final culture shock or cultural difference to a lot of countries is work-life balance is a real thing here in Germany. So, which is great if you're looking to then move here and start your job. We actually have holidays that by law we're required to actually take as well. And you have things like parental leave, etc. That really make there's a widespread mentality of respecting work-life balance, which is great. If you are new here, though, that means things like what Anna said. Shops are closed on Sundays. You won't, if you email someone on an evening or on a weekend, you're not going to get a response back. That takes some getting used to, and also you need to learn to actually respect that, because there are work times and there's a time for family and mental health.
Yeah.
And physical health.
Of course.
So Leipzig, we might be a little biased here, but yeah, when you think Germany, you tend to think of the big cities, Berlin, Munich, etc. And Leipzig might not be on your radar. And the way I always say it is Leipzig's a well-kept secret. It is a fantastic city that is vibrant. It's the most dynamic, the fastest growing city in Germany. It's very artistic. There's a lot of students. There's a lot of artists. It's a very young and energetic city where you can really enjoy everything that you're interested in, whether that's cultural history, music, sports, whatever you're interested in. Leipzig offers it, but at the same time, it's a smaller city. It's you don't have the same high prices, the same hectic lifestyle that you might have in a bigger city. So it's sort of the best of both worlds. I love living here.
So same for me, and I just can give a personal note, because I have had the experience living in Berlin before and then came to Leipzig. So, and of course, I must say Berlin always will be part of my heart. I can't deny it. So, but then when people ask me what I find cool about Leipzig or why is it worth living here, it's most of all the combination of different things. So you can do anything you want to. You're really quick in all the different cities in Germany, because Leipzig train station, for example, the main train station is so central in Germany that you can go everywhere within just a couple of hours. And then what is really awesome about Leipzig is the number of parks and lakes. So if you're a nature person, then you find it really cool to live here. You can go biking, and you have a really interesting culinary offer. So whatever you're looking for food-wise, you find it here.
In Germany, it's very easy to get around. So wherever you study doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stay there. Like Anna said, Leipzig's very well connected. So wherever you want to go, you can get there. However, Leipzig itself the industry is growing very quickly. We have a lot of companies headquartered here, from Amazon and HHL and BMW. I'm forgetting a bunch. And what's also really exciting is all the startups that we have here. So if you are interested in entrepreneurship or in startups, working at a startup, then Leipzig really has a great offering. We've had our Spin Lab for a while, which is our accelerator, where existing startups can go and scale up, essentially, with support. That's an HHL spin-off, let's say. But now, as of last year, we also have our own incubator in-house. So even if you don't have an established startup yet, you just have an idea, you can apply for this 12-week program at the digital space, and you get support. You can find your team to help you out. You get contacts, networks, a lot of expertise from a lot of experts from our university and outside to really help launch your business idea. Yeah, so entrepreneurship is definitely one of our key pillars at HHL. We do have about 300 startups that were founded by HHL alumni, of which 4 of them are unicorns. And So we definitely, that is a very strong aspect. Like I mentioned, we have our digital space, the incubator, our spin lab, the HHL accelerator. So really, you know, there's a lot of sort of infrastructure around entrepreneurship as well. And that is a key differentiator for us. But for us, entrepreneurship goes beyond that. It's not about having all of our graduates start their own business, because we all know not all of us can do that. So for us, when we talk about entrepreneurship being essential for us, or being a core element at HHL, we're talking more about the entrepreneurial spirit, about that flexible, agile mindset, you know, being open to take risks, not being scared of challenges. That kind of thing. And I think that's something that's really important, whether you found your own business after graduation or whether you go into a corporate, wherever you go, I think that mentality, that mindset is really important. And I think that's a key differentiator for HHL.
Yeah.
The most important benefit of an MBA at HHL is the network you gain. We have a very active, very tight-knit network of alumni who are really engaged. You know, they come onto campus, they reach out to our current students, even to our applicants before they're even students at HHL. So, you know, there's so many opportunities for you to connect with them. Our careers team is incredibly engaged. Kati has a very personalized approach. She will sit down with you from day one to map out where are you coming from, where do you want to go, and how do you get there. And once you've mapped out this career strategy, she helps you get there. Whether that's by connecting you with the right alumni or the right people in our network, whether that's through individual consultations, whether that's through all the many career and recruiting events we offer on and off campus, whether that's through workshops, for example, to prepare you for interviews. Interviews and assessment centers, which especially, you know, if you're an international student, there might be some differences that you should consider when you're applying for a job in Germany, all the way through to like actually helping you, you know, review your application, checking your CV, etc. So really, there's like a very hands-on, very tailored approach to our career development team, our career development strategy. I think that's another like core benefit that you get from HHL. Already talked a little bit about the entrepreneurship elements. So if you are looking for, you know, to go into an entrepreneurial, into a startup, or in general move more into like innovative or roles that deal with innovation, then the HHL MBA is definitely a great one. We actually have 8 professorships and chairs dealing with entrepreneurship and innovation. So that's like a very strong focus for us. The skills you gain from the MBA at HHL are really crucial as well. We're always updating our MBA program. And the way we do that is we actually talk to employers here and ask them, what skills are you looking for when you hire? And then we integrate those into the program. So we're really like in touch with the German job market, figuring out, you know, what is it you need. And last but not least is the community. So my dear colleague Anne and me, as well as our colleagues Kati and Sigrid, you know, who accompany throughout your journey. We're all here to support you throughout any kinds of questions you have, any kind, wherever, you know, whatever point of whatever point you're at, you know, we're here to support you. The student body, it's a very incredibly supportive student body. You know, in classes, you're going to get a lot of support from your classmates. That's really important for us as well. Like I mentioned, alumni are always open. Our faculty, we operate on an open door policy. You know, you have an idea, you have something you want to discuss, grab a coffee with one of our professors. So, you know, I think that's just something that makes us very unique.
Yeah, nothing to add to that. Post your MBA, of course, you might be wondering what needs to be done in case of visa. So here's the thing. Once you complete your MBA program, you have, let's say, 3 different possibilities that you can take. First one is, in case you don't have found a job yet, then you can apply for an 18-month job searching visa. You just go to the Foreign Authority office, tell them that you completed your program, you get either a document from me when your certificate is not ready, or just take your certificate and then apply for that. Another option is, in case you have already been able to secure a full-time job during the last steps of your MBA, you can then already apply for a work visa. Same procedure, you go to the authority and then send your application. And sometimes there's also the possibility to apply for the EU Blue Card. EU Blue Card is a little bit similar to work visa, but also different because it needs your MBA certificate. Plus, it must have like an average income of a certain sum. It changes from time to time. This is why I just can't give like a specific number for that. But also, like in case you need help for that, I'll be open to answer the questions here for you. In case you want to start your own business post-MBA and you're wondering about, is the procedure different in obtaining a work visa or a job search visa? It is not. So in case you're planning to do your own business, then first, of course, it would make sense to apply for a job search visa. It gives you 18 months to start the launching of your business. So quite some time to get everything settled and start with your business. So in case you have any other open questions or something that comes up to your mind, we are always there to help you out. So you're free to either reach out to me or Stefanie directly, and we will always be there to answer your questions.